Welcome to another edition of Saturday Sit Down. This week we stay right here in Lethbridge and get to catch up with two Lethbridge products and both, of course, current members of the Lethbridge Hurricanes, that being Carl Tetachuk, number 35, and Zack Stringer, number 18 of your Lethbridge Hurricanes. Gentlemen, thanks for doing this. Let's start with you, Carl. How has the summer been and how are things going, of course, after the end of the season with COVID and everything like that?
Yeah, it's obviously been a different summer than usual, but just trying to work with what I have, working out, going camping, just little things. It's been good so far.
Zach, what about you?
Yeah, same as Carl. Just, it's been weird. It's a weird summer, weird programs that you have to do at the gym and times that you got to go in scheduled. But yeah, I've been just chilling and just got on the ice recently and went out to Vancouver and just been seeing a lot of family and staying close. And yeah.
How nice has it been to get back onto the ice? Because I know that's from a hockey player's perspective, I'm sure it's one thing being in the gym and you're probably okay with that, but it's a completely different thing when you're actually out on the ice.
Yeah, it was a relief going on. Felt good to get back on the ice after not being on for a while, but got the rust out of me and I feel pretty good now. So yeah, I'm happy to be back.
Zach, what about you?
Yeah, it took a bit to get the boots going again, but in a mental state. But yeah, it was good to finally get out there.
Zach, you've been training. I know you've been working out with Carl. To be able to have a guy who's been in the league 1 year longer than you and has kind of experienced the WHL and what it's all about, to have that on a day-to-day and a teammate, of course, and you guys go back to midget. We'll get to that. But how nice has it been to have that camaraderie, to have a guy with you working out and kind of pushing you to the next level?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, did I leave for a sec? Yeah, for sure. It's been fun working. It was just us two for a bit there, just with COVID and trying to keep it tight and our social distancing together kind of thing. So yeah, he pushes me in the gym and he can lift heavier weights than me, so it always pushes me to try and get up to where he is. So that's good.
Carl, do you try and push him? Do you lift heavier just to push him too?
Yeah, I always try to one up, and we always have a competition going usually. So yeah.
That's so good. I want to go back to the end of the season. It's such a weird way to end and disappointing for sure because you guys were putting together a pretty good season. Carl, I want to start with you as kind of a sophomore. What was it like, the disappointment level when you guys got the news that the season was going to be done because of COVID-19?
Yeah, it was really disappointing to how that happened because I feel like we had a good run going. Obviously, our team was getting tight as a group. Yeah, it's just wasn't a good feeling to end off like that, but we still have a couple years left to go, so hopefully it plays out.
What about you, Zach? Because this was your first full year in the Western Hockey League. To have it cut short that way, was it disappointing?
Yeah, for sure. Getting the rookie year, cut short and not being in a playoff spot and not being able to follow through on that and get some more playoff games in. But, it was a good year and boys had fun and, we were pretty close as a team. So, yeah, it was really fun.
I want to back the clock up for the both of you because you guys are both hometown guys playing for the hometown Western Hockey League, but your path to the WHL is a little bit different. Carl, we'll start with you. You're a undrafted player in the WHL. You were listed by Moose Jaw, passed over, and then you were ultimately signed by the Lethbridge Hurricanes. Going through that, what kind of gratitude do you have to not only the Hurricanes, but just your overall sense of drive to be where you're at right now, given the hurdles and the overlooks that you were able to go through and had to go through?
Yeah, I've always been one of the smaller goalies. I've always knew it'd be a harder experience to get up to the top. So when I didn't get drafted or hear my name in the draft, I didn't get down, didn't overthink it. I just kept working, and I always knew there would be a chance again. And I'm thankful for where I am right now with the Hurricanes and really grateful for it.
It's funny, you hear the expression, everything happens for a reason, and I'm a firm believer, and I feel like sometimes that's overused. But in your situation, it seems like it's spot on. I mentioned that you were listed by Moose Jaw, and you didn't really get an opportunity there, and you're dropped, and then Lethbridge picks you up. One of those situations where everything happens for a reason, and it worked out pretty well for you, didn't it?
Yeah, I feel like everything fell into place. Like it feels like it's supposed to be. Feels really good.
And Zach, of course, your path to the WHL different in Carl's because you're a first-round pick, 7th overall. When you look to your experience getting to the WHL, how do you feel about where you're at this point with already 1 year under your belt?
Yeah, it was really cool when I heard Letty had a good spot, and it was a spot close to where I was hoping to go. And I talked to him a little bit, and they just, Pete was talking to me all the time and asking if I wanted to play at home, and it's harder, but it's nice as well, just with seeing family and friends every night. So yeah, when Letty wanted to take me at 8, I was pretty excited.
Yeah, 8. Sorry, my apologies. When you think back to the draft and when you did get drafted 8th overall, what was the experience? What was the feeling like when you finally kind of saw your name come up, your name called by the hometown team? Was it relief? Was it excitement? Was it nerves?
Yeah, it was definitely excitement because that's where that was one of my number one spots to go at, to stay at home and stay close to family and friends, obviously. But yeah, it was a little bit of relief and excitement as well. So
Zach kind of mentioned about the difference in playing at home, and sometimes when you're playing at home, there's some pressure that goes along with that. And Carl, as a goaltender, I feel like there's no more position in hockey, especially, that feels pressure. Maybe describe what it's like to play at home and be the number one goalie for the hometown team, being a hometown kid. What's it like?
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of pressure. But also, having those fans support you is always the greatest feeling too. But yeah, the pressure can get a little bit too much. It's always good to handle it out. And yeah, nothing wrong with that though.
Zach, does it push you to be better playing at home than maybe if you were somewhere else?
yeah, I think so. I always got friends coming around telling me what I should have done better that game, what I could have done, or if I missed a chance. They're always bugging me. So it can you get to your head, but you just gotta let it go and just realize that it's up to you to go out there and do what you got to do. So
Does it kind of drive you maybe to not have to hear that criticism from family and friends on a night-to-night basis? Does it drive you to go, okay, I really got to put my best foot forward so they don't give me the gears on the ride home?
yeah,
Yeah,
I always love. Oh, are you going?
you go ahead.
I always love getting feedback from people. So it's good to hear what they have to say, and even if I'm not in the best mood, you still try and take it and then think about it later, and try and add it to your game. Or if they're wrong, then they're wrong, I guess. But
Carl, you were going to add something there maybe about that same point as well?
Yeah, like sometimes I use that as motivation. If like some of my buddies trying to chirp, I guess you can say. Yeah, I could just put it in for next game and show them next game.
Well, I want to go back to 2017, 2018, because you guys, as I said off the top, you guys are teammates with the Lethbridge Hurricanes in the Western Hockey League, but you were also teammates with the Lethbridge Midget AAA Hurricanes, and that great year where you won the provincial championship and went to the TELUS Cup and that stacked team. Carl, maybe start with you because you're the elder statesman of the two. When you think back to that year in Midget and being that platoon with you and Byron Fancy, who plays with the Red Deer Rebels, how much fun was that season as a whole when you look back and kind of reminisce a couple of years later?
Yeah, that whole season, great experience, a lot of great memories in that year, and I think the team we had that year was just a great group of guys and a great. Yeah, I look back at that and it was probably one of the best memories I've had with the team.
And for you, Zach, that year you were actually a bantam player playing midget on that stacked team. What was it like for you being kind of a year younger than maybe what you were supposed to be playing midget?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I was an underage that year, and I was gonna go away to an academy school to play my last year bantam, but Mike Dick talked to me and he's like, I want you on the team, so decided to stay, and it was a good decision for sure.
We mentioned that there was a pretty good team that year, of course, Carl and net with Byron Fancy, who plays in the WHL. You were on a line with Ridley Gregg, who's highly touted for the NHL draft this coming fall when they finally end up getting that done. How much fun was it playing with a pretty pure playmaker like that, and another, of course, hometown kid that's doing great things with the Brandon Wheat Kings?
Yeah, for sure. Me and Rids have been playing with each other our whole lives, basically. We started in Coaldale too as well. So, it was fun to be able to play our last year together like that. So, yeah.
And Carl, you got to play part of that tandem with Byron Fancy, and I think of your experience with the Lethbridge Hurricanes in the WHL, and your first year with Reese Clausen and then Liam Hughes, and then you come in and ultimately get put into being a starter, and then this past year with Brian Thompson. You've kind of always had a guy that seemingly pushes you to another level. How nice is it from a goaltender's perspective to have that? I don't want to say competition, but that, if for lack of a better expression, colleague in the same position to keep you honest maybe and push you to be better.
Yeah, it's always great to have a partner that pushes you, or a goalie partner. It always makes you on your game, and it's always helpful. And yeah.
You, of course, as I mentioned, you were put into a pretty tough position in your first year with everything that happened. When you look back at that first year, last season or the season before last, the year you guys played in the playoffs against the Calgary Hitmen, what did you take out of that first year, Carl, that you took into last year? Because from my perspective, and I don't know a whole lot about hockey to be honest, but it looked like you were a lot more confident in the net last year than you were at times maybe in your first year.
Yeah, my first year was a good year for me. A lot of stuff happened that year, but I tried to take it one step at a time, and it worked out pretty good for me. And then my next year, I kept on rolling with it, and everything was feeling more comfortable for me.
Zach, you got into the playoffs that year against the Calgary Hitmen after pretty good 8 games as a 15-year-old. What was it like going from playing midget hockey, and of course you guys played at a pretty high level, going to the TELUS Cup and all of that, but what was it like going from midget hockey to playing WHL hockey, and all of a sudden you're into the playoffs?
Yeah, it was definitely a grind. It's a different mentality going into playoffs as well. So you gotta try, and obviously I wasn't on the teams, but you gotta match the boys. You gotta match the boys like grind and intensity level as well. So it was really cool that I got to fit in there for a bit, and it was definitely the bigger bods for sure. Than midget hockey, and then playing in Nicholas Sharon as well. I thought I was going to be used to it just playing there every day, but the size definitely counters over as different. So yeah.
Did you kind of go back and draw on the experience from the TELUS Cup, Zach, going into that playoff in 2019?
Oh yeah, for sure. Just playing against the best teams in Canada, basically. There's high skill levels there as well as the WHL. And then going back into midget again, just trying to go for TELUS again. So yeah, it's fun.
And what about you, Carl? When you were thrust into that position and going into the playoffs in 2019 as the starter, did you kind of draw on that TELUS Cup experience from the year prior?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that TELUS Cup year was kind of like my motivator for the playoffs coming up here. I tried to just remember what I did in that year to bring it into this year to become a good goalie for the playoffs. Yeah.
You, Carl, in your first year, you were named the Carl Trentini Memorial Award winner. And for those that don't know, that's Rookie of the Year for the Lethbridge Hurricanes. Being named the Rookie of the Year for your hometown team, what does that honor mean to you?
Yeah, it's a huge honor. Just representing my hometown like that. And I give a lot of credit to my teammates, because relying on a rookie goaltender is probably a lot for them, but I have to thank them a lot for that. But yeah, it's a huge honor, and I just want to thank everybody for that.
Yeah, really cool. Carl, you were the Rookie of the Year in 2018, 2019. in your first year as a hometown kid. And Zach, this past year, the Rookie of the Year for the Lethbridge Hurricanes in your first year being a hometown guy. Maybe you can expand on what it meant being, a 16-year-old Rookie of the Year for your hometown team and following another hometown guy that was named the Rookie of the Year the year prior.
Yeah, I just try and be like Carl every day. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it was really cool. It was good to hear all the fans and my friends and family say congratulations, and it was nice. We grew up together basically, and it was a good experience for the boys, and I owe a lot of credit to my teammates and my family for pushing me every day as well. And so yeah.
Zach, you were named or recognized, I guess, by Hockey Canada for the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. Of course, unfortunately, didn't get to play in that because of COVID and the coronavirus. But when you're nominated or recognized like that by Team Canada, what does that mean? Does it drive you? What does that do to a hockey player?
Yeah, definitely. It changes your mindset. You can. Yeah, it was really cool. We've been doing video calls and that with the Team Canada thing, and when I got the call, it was really surreal. So
when you get a call like that, and for you personally, I mean, you were left off the World Under-17 Hockey Challenge last year, which of course is close to home. Does it kind of give you a little bit more motivation, and does it kind of push you to the next level, being that I wasn't on the radar and now I am on the radar?
Yeah. What usually, when you don't make teams like that, you reevaluate yourself and what you want to accomplish next and what you're gonna strive for. And I kind of took a little bit to pound out what I wanted and decided that I was gonna work hard and not let this bother me. And was lucky to get the call, I guess. But it gave me a little fire in the eyes, and I had a good year. So I guess that helped, and yeah.
Really exciting, and congratulations, by the way. When you guys look to next year, and hopefully we start sooner rather than later for the 2020-2021 season. And Carl, I'll start with you. Going into your third year in the WHL, when you look at the group, and it was such a young group last year, led by Zach as a 16-year-old and so many other guys, what's the excitement level for what could happen next year once you guys start playing again?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the boys on the team are going to have a lot of energy this year. Got a lot of returning guys, and they're going to be pumped to be playing again. So I think we're going to have a good year, I'm pretty sure. That's fun.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm a betting man, I would say that you guys would have a good year. When you look at the past season, and there weren't a lot of expectations on your guys' group, and you guys exceeded those expectations, I think it's fair to say. Do you think the expectations might be a little bit different going into next year, Carl?
Maybe not too much. I don't. Yeah, because we have Wheats. Wheats is going to be a great player. A lot of boys are going to step up, and they're going to be a real good player. I think the expectations are going to be higher, but I think they're going to set it, so it should be good.
And Zach, what about you? Obviously, it's a big year for you, as it is for any 17-year-old, because it's not only your second year in the WHL, but it's also your NHL draft year. What's the excitement level for you, and what are you doing to try and build on that for when we start playing again?
Yeah, just getting good in the gym, and working off ice and on ice as well. So obviously you try and not think about the draft as much, but it's in the back of your head that you have to have a good year. But I'm really excited to hopefully get started to play here soon.
Touch on the draft a little bit, though, because it is a big year and it's always there, and it's hard to, I imagine at times, put it out of your mind. And I'm sure you'll have to go through that once we do start playing with guys that you've been able to play with. And the first one that comes to mind is Dylan Cousins, who of course was a 7th overall pick in the NHL draft. Can you lean on him and ask him, and even Kalen Addison? I know we probably won't be back next year, but can you lean on those guys and pick their brain about how they go about their day-to-day business, and maybe try and shun the extra attention that might come around the draft in that draft year?
Oh yeah, definitely. Just like Cuz was really good at it this year. He just put his head down and kind of just grinded it out and worked hard and just best player in practice all the time. And same with Addy. They carry themselves so high. So yeah, they're pros. So you gotta look at them for resources and support and try and see what they're doing too in the gym as well as on the ice and try and pick up some little skills there. And yeah, so.
I guess the last thing I want to ask you guys, what's the excitement level of having NHL hockey back? Are you excited to be able to watch the Stanley Cup playoffs? Carl, maybe we'll start with you about the excitement level to have sports back on the TV, hockey in particular.
Yeah, that feels like I haven't watched hockey in a very long time. So I'm pumped to watch playoff hockey here.
I can't tell. It kind of looks like it's an Edmonton Oilers jersey thing in the background. Am I right there?
Classic Happy Bulin.
Oh, okay. So who are you cheering for in the playoffs? Who do you think's going to win it?
I'm going for the Oilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Zach?
Oh, Calgary all the way.
Oh, we got a little Battle of Alberta between the Lethbridge boys. I love it. Great stuff, guys. It's always fun to see you and catch up, and it looks like you're both doing well, and hopefully sooner rather than later we'll be back at the rink and having some hockey. Carl Tetachuk, Zack Stringer, a couple of Lethbridge boys, thanks for doing this.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, there's Carl Tetachuk, Zack Stringer, the Lethbridge Hurricanes on another edition of Saturday Sit Down. We hope you enjoyed it.